Lights. Roll out.
Hello and welcome to That's Just Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Energon Powerlinx Optimus Prime, and I love this toy. Originally released in August of 2004, he was released as a Toys R Us exclusive, came in a 2-pack that retailed for approximately $25. Now, I recently found this guy loose, so I don't have the other figure that came in the 2-pack with him, which was a Megatron that was a downsized Megatron. It was about a Voyager-sized Megatron. And sadly, I also don't have the rifle that came in with this guy for Optimus. So that's unfortunate. I'm missing his weapon. But yeah, here he is. This is a figure that I have wanted for a very long time. And it is a downsized version of the Energon Optimus Prime. It's about I guess a deluxe size, you could call it. It's a very, very cool little figure. And what's awesome about this is that he doesn't do the super combination. He doesn't come with a trailer. He doesn't come with his drones, so he can't do the super combination. And of course, he's too small to combine with the existing drones. But what he does do is he does do the Powerlink combinations with the deluxe figures from that series. So we're going to be seeing some of those combinations here later on. So here in truck mode, Optimus is approximately 5 inches long and about 2.5 inches tall. So as you can see, he looks pretty much identical to the previous version, except that he's just a little smaller. He's even got the same rack right here in the back for the weapon. He still has the Powerlink the Energon Star port right here, so you can see inside there. Let's see if we can focus. There is an Autobot logo right in there, and then you can still take the Energon stars and you can also plug them in there. It's a very tight fit, but it will fit. There you go. So you can still do that as well. We'll take that guy off. And real quick, let's just take a look at him with the original version. And as you can see, he's quite downsized from his original version. And there you go. But other than that, they look pretty much identical. This one's got some chrome detail on it, which I really, really like. The chest doesn't open on this guy like this guy did. He does different things, so some of the things are going to be different. But looks-wise, they are pretty much identical except for the size. So let's get into the transformation real quick. And transformation for him is pretty much identical to the previous one for that bigger figure that we just looked at. So we're going to start off with start down here at the bottom with the legs. The transformation itself, the sequence is the same, but there are some differences. So you can see me kind of struggling a little bit here, and that's because this time around the feet don't come out from the shins. The feet are already there, and they are pegged into the bottom right there, and they peg in quite tight. I'll go ahead and flip the feet out now so you can see the peg holes on the bottom of the feet right there. So yeah, so those guys were pegged in right down there very, very tightly, and the legs come down just like you're used to seeing. Let's go ahead and move the camera up just a little bit. And then everything else is going to be the same. The hands are going to come out from here, and then the arms are going to rotate forward, just like that. Straighten these guys out. Bring the head up. Actually, that's different because in the original figure, the head was recessed in here on the top of the cab. This time around, the head is way back here. So you can bring the head up and rotate it, and then you can just take the helmet and fold it in the back there, and then take the wheels, fold them down, and then slide them up. And there you have Optimus Prime in robot mode. Let's get them all straightened out. And there you go, Optimus in robot mode. Here in robot mode, he measures approximately 5.5 inches tall. And he looks exactly like the other version, the bigger version that we just looked at a minute ago. And we'll bring him in for comparison real quick. And yeah, we're going to have to move the camera back up again. And as you can see, it's quite the size difference this time around. But I love it. I just love the way these guys look together. We're just not getting them both in camera, are we? There we are. So, yeah, I really love the way these guys look together. For some reason, my big one is leaning to the side. I don't know why he's doing that. Maybe I just don't have him posed right. But anyway, there you go. So you can see what these guys look like together. He's almost half as tall as the original one. You don't really realize how small this guy is until you get them side by side. But there you go. So let's get this guy out of the way, and we'll get into the this guy here more in detail and into the combination for him. So I'll just bring him in real quick, bring him in close so you can see the head. And I really like I just like the sculpt of this head. I just really, really like the way that looks. It really looks like that Energon Optimus Prime. And I like the colors. The original figure was a little lighter blue. This guy, the blues are darker, and I really, really like the way they look. So, for articulation, as you saw, you can turn the head. It just rotates. No ball joints or anything like that. The shoulders can go in and out, and they can also rotate. You have a bend at the elbow, which goes both ways. For some reason, and then nothing at the wrist, except because of the combination and a feature that you can do later, you can, I guess, bring in his fists a little bit like that. It looks a little bit dynamic, but you know, it's not really. The hips can go in and out, forward and backwards. Of course, they are going to be hindered by all the kibble that everybody hates on this guy. You do have a rotation at the thigh. You've got a bend at the knee, and of course your ankles can go up and down a little bit, and again, that is because of transformation. Now, I don't have the weapon for this guy, but I am going to show this off because this also counts as weapons. His fists can rotate around, and they have little cannons mounted on there, so that does count as weapons. So go ahead and show that off, and both fists do the same thing. So, and that's, you know, again, because of the transformation in the combination mode, which we're going to get into right now. So let's go ahead and bring the cannons out on both arms and just leave them like that. Actually, just going to bring them forward. All right, so we're going to start by taking the grill right here. We're going to open the grill up and just flip this thing forward, and then the entire chest is going to open up. It's just going to split in half, and it's just going to come down like this. The wheel wells here, these are on little sliders, so you can slide these up just like that, both sides, and then just bring these all the way down. Take the chest back up again, just flip that up again just like so. Take the legs, take the hips, and these are going to slide down like that, all the way down, and then just kind of straighten things out. Bring the side skirts down, and then have the guns pointing forward just like so. Now, we're going to go back here to the head. I'm going to turn the head around again so you can't see the face, and put the helmet on it. And then just bring it back like that. This entire assembly back here is going to spin around. I'm just going to bring this up for the moment so you can see what I'm doing. This whole piece here is going to spin around. It's really tight on mine. So there you go. Bring that down, and now you can take this back piece here and spin this around, and then bring the wheels down, and that's just going to kind of help you hide the head back here. And again, just straighten things out down here. And now he is in the lower half of the Powerlinx mode, or what many people call pants mode. So now we're going to bring in Hotshot, and which I already have set up in the top half. And we're just going to go ahead and get his arms out of the way and get them combined. Let's see what these guys look like together. There you go. And these Powerlinx combinations, they were a great idea. I think they were a cool concept. But they just didn't work. They didn't work out that well. They just ended up looking crazy. So there you go. For Hotshot, I think it's best. I mean, you can do whatever you want with these guys. You know, they tell you the instructions tell you to have the guns forward, but you can move these back and out of the way. You know, for certain figures, for example, here with Hotshot, they just seem to really be getting in the way. So you can just move them out of the way and then bring the fist forward, and that makes a little bit more cohesive of a robot. Not by much, but there you go. You can see what that's going to look like. So there you go. That's Optimus Prime in the lower half combination of the Powerlinx, or aka pants mode. So there you go. Hey, look, I got him to stand. All right, cool. Now let me get my other guy ready here. So I already have him in pants mode, and we're going to separate these guys, and we're going to turn Optimus back into. Actually, we're not going to turn him back into anything. We're going to flip him around. We're going to turn him into the upper half of the combination. So at this point, we're going to take these. So you saw the first step is just flipping around. Take these chest parts, wheel wells, front part of the truck here, and just kind of angle these down like so. And then you can bring the arms down just like that. And you can do Typically what I like to do, it works best for me, is to bring these down and turn them like so. That seems to work well for me. And that gives me elbows. Now you're going to take the legs, bring the shins back up again to where they were originally. There we go. Make sure these are straight. Turn them. And you have to play with angles here. Really, you got to just find what works best for you. The instructions tell you to bring these down and just kind of angle the bottom half of the leg and the foot and just kind of line them up like this. So there's no tabbing or anything like that on this. So you really just kind of have to, like I said, you have to play with the angles and kind of get it to where it looks best to you. And that's what I typically do with most of my Energon figures anyway. When they combine, I'll do what the instructions say and then play around with it and see what works best from there and just kind of move things around. Bring the head up and turn it again so we can see his face. Put the helmet back on him. And there's Optimus Prime in his upper half mode. So, and again, you just kind of play with these things to how they look best to you. And that looks okay to me right there. I really wish they would have had like pegs or tabs or something in there, so you could really kind of get them lined up and get them to stay, because as you can see, this is not at the same angle as this, and things just move around as you're trying to play with it. So there we go. That's about as close as we're going to get, I think. So now I'm going to bring in Prowl. Not Prowl. Yeah, actually Prowl. He just looks like Mirage to me. I always get him confused. And we'll go ahead and get him plugged in. And this looks a lot better. This is a lot more cohesive of a robot than the other way around. Plus, it's Optimus at the top, so I think that looks better to me. Unfortunately, now this is one thing that the instructions tell you, is to keep the fists in and keep the guns out. Which it's kind of sad, because now he has no fists, he has no hands, he has no way of holding a weapon. I guess his hands are weapons. You can, if you want, you can rotate the fists back out again. And they'll work. So if you have his gun, you can give him his gun and things like that. Just know that the fists are going to be backwards, so the thumb is pointing down. But when he's standing there like this, you can't really tell, so it's not that bad. And straighten out the wheels in the back there. And there you go. So there's Powerlinx Optimus Prime in the upper half mode. And here we have one last look at Powerlinx Optimus Prime back in his regular robot mode. I wasn't going to make you guys sit through the whole transformation back to robot mode. But yeah, I really like this guy. Probably the most hated, arguably the most hated Optimus Prime design ever. And I can't argue with, the things that people hate about him. I mean, he does look terrible. He does look terrible. But I love him, and I love the regular version as well. I think both of these figures offer so much play value. They do so many things, and they're just so much fun to play with. And this guy is no different. So I think that about covers Transformers Energon Powerlinx Optimus Prime. What did you think of this figure, and what would you like to see me review next? Let me know by leaving me a comment. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe and share with your friends if you like what you see. And if you stuck this far along with me in the video, thank you for sticking around. I know my voice sounds crazy. I was at parade last night, and I was doing a lot of yelling. Yeah, I've got no voice this morning. So I'll talk to you guys next time on That's Just Prime.